Face it, running up.
The volume of the music was so loud. What's up, everybody? Hope everyone's doing well. Making money out of the markets. Today's technical analysis, I will be diving into the charts and trying to see what is this latest move that we had. We have Solana in front of us. Solana's chart has made a move down, and if we try to look at it, the volume was high, relatively high, so that's impulsive. An impulsive move down could mean a beginning of a 5-wave move down, but not necessarily. It could mean a move down, a beginning of a move down, but doesn't have to be something bad. We could be moving down in a C-wave correction, and then we'll pull up. But let's look at the levels now. Solana has been traveling in this range that I've given a while back, this ascending wedge, and I was saying we had one touch here, second touch down here, third, fourth, and I was expecting a fifth, but it failed the fifth. And Another thing is that Solana broke this ascending trend line, which is a line that represents the trend, this purple line that was going on from the December lows when we started this impulse to the upside. We have broken that trend slightly today. It might be a fake out, but it doesn't necessarily mean it will be a fake out. My concern, as I said yesterday in my video, that if we start losing some levels, I believe I said if we start losing the 24, the 22, I believe the 24 was first. If we lose that, then the 22 is my next level to keep an eye on. That if we lose it, it's gonna be critical, and losing the 20 then bring us down to zones of support, possibly between the $11 and $16 range. Yeah, $11 to $16 range could be the support zone. If this move up was finished, you can see you had a 1-2, then you had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, completed a wave 5 over here at around 26,687. Actually, we had a higher wave over here. This could have been our 5. So we had a 1, 2, and this whole move up to here was a third. So we had a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. For wave 3 to be completed. Came down for wave 4 and a possibly wave 5. That is another possibility. So if you look at the retracement, this moved down as a wave 4. It came into the 0.236, slightly lower. That's acceptable. It's a shallow wave, but we've seen it recently. Even on Bitcoin, on the move up, it didn't give us much chances to retrace deep and give us a chance to get into the trades. It gave us some, but the retracements weren't as deep as we would like them. Now, looking at the wave 5, after wave 4 completed, now I take a trend-based fib. I take the length. There is two ways of doing it. I'll take the length of this first wave over here, up to here, this high, and bring it to the bottom of this wave 4. You can see my wave 5 doesn't look complete. It didn't go into the 1-to-1 at least, or 1.618. So target is between the 28 to 32 if I'm looking at if I'm comparing the wave 5 to the wave 1. But now if I compare the wave 5 to the wave 3, we had a 1, 2. This was the beginning of my 3 over here, and my 3 supposedly ended up here, and I bring it back to the low of wave 4. My target for this wave 5 should be between the 31 and the 36. Wave 3, 1, 2. Let me go slightly to a lower time frame and see what I can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and this was my 2. So, and here was my wave 3, 1, 2. This whole thing was a third, which ended up here. This was my 4th, and that's my 5th. So this whole thing over here is my 3rd, and my 4th is down here. So my 5th wave essentially should, if comparing to wave 3, should come between the 28 to 32 or 33. We haven't got that yet. So this move down, as long as it does not breach the $22 range, it's still an okay move. This slight move down or whatever, it's in I think the market is preparing for the FOMC, so we'll get some nice volatility this week. I would expect interesting moves this week from the market. So that's Solana's targets to the upside. To the downside, just be aware that you have the 23 zone and 22 zone you need to be aware of. If you start losing those zones, then there is a good chance you're coming much lower. Now we're getting kind of a strong reaction, so we might get sort of a swing failure. We did get a sell signal on our hourly chart. This is a 15-minute. On our hourly chart, we didn't get a sell signal yet, but on the 15-minute, the sell signal was over here. several hours ago. So this would have been a place you take profit. If this is a correction down and Solana is done with this move down, you can see if this was a C wave, it came to the 1-to-1, and that's acceptable for a C wave. Now for this move down to continue lower, or if we want it to be invalidated, Solana needs to claim this zone. This level is at around the, let's go to the hourly, and on the hourly we need to go above 24,537. That's our immediate 24,537 is our immediate resistance at the moment. We need to be watching out for. Solana has a support at 18,343. It's a value area high of the range that we were in down here. If we start coming down hard, I would really be looking at this, because this level was a good level. It held very well. Now going into other charts, if we go to Bitcoin spiked down today. It went as low as the 23.1. We had broken out of this accumulation box that we were in, and we are at the value high of the bottom range. So we are at support, or breaking down below support. Yeah, that support was value area high is at 23,289. If we aren't able to reclaim it, that will be bad for Bitcoin. 23,289, somewhere here. Yeah. As long as Bitcoin doesn't break below 22.8, it's been our support for the past several days. I've entered a short on Solana. Entry was at 25,347. My stop is somewhere close to my entry at the moment, because I don't want to get stopped out by a spike. This move down looks impulsive, in my opinion. It's a big red candle. It might indicate that we might have some more downside to go for the short term. But this high was 26,869. This high 26,687. This is a higher high. So I won't be over very bearish, but I would say that if we're moving down, I need to be aware where we're going to. We could come as low as 22,976, 1.618 for wave 3 or wave C. That's a valid target. But as you can see, this hourly candle held very well at the 1-to-1 extension, and second hourly candle opened and is trying to hold this 1-to-1 extension of this move down. But if we start losing it, then that would be a problem. Now let me just show you some other indicators. Where do we stand? Let's look at the stochastic and see, are we overbought or are we oversold? What's happening over here? Are we going down? Are we going up? This is the hourly. We are oversold, so we might get a push up. 15-minute oversold. 4 hourly, very close to being oversold. So if this continues holding here, this 4 hourly may come down and start curving up. So even on the daily we are oversold, but you can see on the daily we're oversold and we had a bearish cross. MACD I believe was the same. I checked it out yesterday. MACD on Solana was bearish. We tried to cross over yesterday. We had a light colored candle and then we curved down strongly. Now going back to Bitcoin, comparing Bitcoin's indicators, Bitcoin hasn't curved down yet, but hasn't crossed bullishly down, but bullish momentum is dying out on the daily. 4-hourly bullish momentum has died, and we are almost curving down, and hourly we're expanding down. So yeah, Bitcoin also is the same thing, but this can be just a correction, giving the indicators time to cool off, because as you can see, if I go to the RSI, RSI was overheated to the upside. I mean, we were overbought on the daily. You can see RSI has been there for how many days? We've been up here since the 14th of January. That's almost 2 weeks, more than 2 weeks. The RSI needs to cool off. So this pull down can be normal, but we're gonna look at the, we have crossed down on the RSI and we were rejected over here. We were forming hidden bearish divergence. We've been forming bearish divergence on the daily, and I've been pointing it out for a while. On the weekly, I believe we have hidden bearish. On the weekly, over here between this high and RSI here and here, that's hidden bearish. That doesn't mean we're going down. I'm just trying to show you what the indicators are showing. My bias is we have one more leg down, but I don't know when. We might pump before that, or we might just dump directly. I can't say for sure. Let's look at the money flow index. The MFI, same thing. The MFI, since middle of January till today, we're forming bearish divergence. That's huge. It's a daily time frame. On the weekly, you were forming hidden bearish. Okay, now between this high and this high, you have higher highs in RSI. You don't have any more hidden bearish. Now if I go to the divergence indicator that I use a lot of times to look, because it paints it out for me, I don't have to. We had hidden bearish since August, got erased, we got bullish, we got this pump up. Nothing so far on the weekly. On the daily, it hasn't painted it yet. 4-hourly, not painted it. I don't know why this indicator seems delayed. A lot of times I look at it and it looks like it's delayed. Now looking at this action seems scary. All of a sudden we started falling, but we have the FOMC and the federal funds rate on Wednesday. Today is Monday. Wednesday is 2 days from now. We could have a possibility that this happens. We have a dump down to support 21 zone. We have a CME gap at around almost 20k. Say we dump all the way down there, scare everyone off, and then we start pumping into the FOMC, because everyone is anticipating just a 0.25 25 basis point rate hike, but actually the Fed might come out and give us 50, and we pump to the Fed meeting. That will be Wednesday, and then after that we dump. And that, if we are still bullish, that could give us an ABC correction. And once that correction is over, we could continue higher if there is some bullishness in this market. Another possibility, this is just a small dump. Look at it, it's nothing. You can't really call it like a dump. It is just a slight pullback. We're back into support. We're still above the 22.8. Nothing bearish about this, but I'm just trying to show you the possibilities. Another possibility is that we pump into the Fed meeting on Wednesday. We're pumping into Wednesday. So this goes all the way to Wednesday. Once the meeting is over, press conference is over, we get this into Friday. These are all possibilities. So that's for Bitcoin. My support areas for Bitcoin was still in this Wyckoff box. The bottom of this box is around 22,300, 22,230. Let's look at it nicely. Yeah, the bottom is around 22,289. And 22,289 is the bottom of this box. So as long as we're above that, we're still in the support box. It's good. As long as we don't break below it. We break below it, then we have this next zone of interest. This zone is being between 2600 and 21,400. Now I'll show you what I'm talking about, the gap. Some of you maybe are not aware of the gaps. We had a gap here when the market opened today. We formed a gap, we gapped up. You see how we came and covered the gap? That's it. Maybe we cover the gap and we continue higher. That's a possibility because the market does that a lot. We cover the gaps and then we continue higher. But we have this gap, we haven't come and fully recover it. Between 2480 to 19 to 20k. Say 20k is the low of that gap. Now this gap has been filled. The market may just resume its operations to the upside or hold at least. Now open interest indicator shows you money in the market. In this push down, you can see money was leaving the market. Either longs were getting stopped out, squeezed out, liquidated, or longs were closing their positions early. That's showing you that. So far, with this push up now, we have open interest decrease. So this push up is liquidating early shorts or late shorts. You can see a push up, liquidity leaves. That means shorts are being closed out. Now, if we go to smaller time frames, you can see over here a push up, we had longs come in, and then another push up, people get liquidated. That is shorts, people coming to short. So you can see it in open interest that the market is playing a bit of tricks. If we go to CVD indicator, we've been having divergence on it for a while, and we go to the hourly, and we can see that CVD indicator has been trying to push up. We've been pushing up. Over here, CVD was forming higher lows, and higher lows. The price of Bitcoin is still holding, but if we go to smaller time frame, we might see that divergence that I'm talking about. Okay. The price of CVD is showing that higher lows, but this is telling you the people in the market stepping in, going long, but price has been holding. It hasn't been moving much. We moved over here, but now as you can see, that tells you that bigger players are absorbing the move up with the CVD indicator. Now, other indicators, are we forming any double tops? Okay, we are breaking down. We formed a top here and we broke down. We might curl up on the ECLA stochastic. What about the 4 hourly? 4 hourly, we have a red dot on top, and that brought us down. Daily, red dot, we're coming down. We printed a red dot on the 24th, but as you can see, we still pushed up, and now it's happening. It takes longer to play out on higher time frames. On the hourly shows us that the move may be over. We formed one bottom. We might form a double bottom with 2 dots, and we pull back up. So just be aware of that. I want to go back to Solana because I have a trade in there. I need to see what am I going to do about this trade. Solana hasn't formed a double bottom, and this is on the hourly. On the 4 hourly, we just crossed today, about 6-7 hours ago, and we're having that. We could have more pull down from Solana. Looking at these altcoins, some of them are delayed, like they move later than others. Litecoin was one of the latest to move, the last to move, and I projected some points for Litecoin and they hit as predicted. As you can see, I had the 95 for a while. It looked like we're not going to get there, and we got there. I had the 97, which was just a liquidity zone, naked point of control, hit, and we took that liquidity. And I had the 99, which is also another NPOC, not yet hit. 98 is a 0.618, or 99, very close to 99 is a 98.46 is a 0.618 Fibonacci. We have our golden pocket that takes us all the way to 101.47. So that's a possible level for Litecoin. To the downside, I still have the $85 zone, and we have the 0.5 Fibonacci. Yeah, the 0.5 Fib is at around 87. So that'd be our next support is between 85 87. I believe it will hold if we get there for some time, unless we break out with so much volume. We can see this move down was an increase of volume. It wasn't as significant as this pump, but you can see an increase as we moved up. On the 4-hourly, slight pump. On the 15-minute, yeah, you could see an increase. So yeah, Litecoin is forming a bottom here on the 30-minute. We could have a move up. 1 hour also curling up. 15-minute is already moving up, but the price hasn't moved much. 4-hourly is at the peak. 4-hourly might bring us down. Any divergences for Litecoin that I painted? Nothing painted so far, but just looking at it, just looking at this without with my naked eye, we can see that we have higher highs, higher lows in price action, and lower lows in the RSI. That is hidden bullish divergence. So we might have a move up from Litecoin again. This is just a correction. Litecoin might just be getting started. I don't want to sound like a perma bear or perma bull, but I'm just letting you know of what I see. Just take it as it's what I see. It doesn't have to happen. Now looking at this, Quant, I had a zone of 152, hit perfectly. And I told you that if we come down, then the 141 might be our next zone. And we came to the 141 over here. We came to 141.94. Okay, that's not 141. But I believe we have other zones. 13 something. Something is not right. Okay. We have a zone over here. If we go to the 4-hourly, we're just over the NPOC. I believe we're going to take this. We'll come lower, 142. I don't think so. We're just going to get stuck here. Next zone to watch for is the 136, followed by the 131. So Quant, looking at it on the 4-hourly, we have broken structure. This is a high time frame. We have broken structure. As long as we remain below the 145, we have broken structure. Next zone is this zone, 136. So you trade it level by level. If you are short over here, if you took the short at the level that I've given, the 152.99, you would be in a good place. You could have just moved your stops continuously as you move down. This percent move was a very high percent move. I mean, if you took it at the high, if you just took it from here, 152.99 up to here, that's a 7% move. With leverage, that's significant. Ethereum has broken the box, and Ethereum is still holding. We're still forming higher lows. 1545 is a zone to watch for. and 1707 to the upside is another zone to watch for. Ethereum has crossed down on the 4 hourly. On the 1 hourly we are crossing up, so let's see how the 1 hourly. I think this is the beginning of it could be a beginning of a correction. We have double bottomed on the 15-minute. We might have a move up on Ethereum. Zone of resistance could be the 1615, but as I said, and we are forming, we don't have any bullish divergence yet on the 15-minute. We don't have any bullish divergences, but Ethereum is holding much better than Bitcoin. But DXY on the other hand, we need to be aware of this. DXY is looking bearish as hell. This is so bearish. The 101 is the next zone. If we can't hold that, then we're coming down to the 100 or even 99 zone. So as long as the DXY is tanking, we have a red dot, we have bearish divergence on the 4 hourly, and on the daily, okay, daily we have green dots. On the hourly, we have a red dot, and we have room to come to the downside for the DXY. As long as the DXY is tanking, that is good for Bitcoin and the rest. You need to be aware of that. So the DXY, if I was trading this, I was shorting this, it would look like a nice short. It looks like it has potential for continuation, but we have been holding support. As you can see, we're refusing to break below the 101.0921. So say with the 101, we're refusing to break below the 101. Our next support will be down here at the 100 zone. This is our next support for DXY. Say around the 100.5. So yeah, that's for the DXY. Now, if I wanted to hunt an asset and take a trade right now, this is what I would do. I would go to my app, Binance. Oh, Hook. I was in a trade in Hook. Unfortunately, I closed it. It would have been in good profit. Let me get back to what I was saying. A target for Hook for me was around the 2.7, I believe. Let me see. 2.733. But I got out of the trade because it was very choppy and I didn't want to risk my capital. But this is my target. So if you're on Hook, this is a probable target where you could end up with a short. Now, if I was to trade, I will go to my app, my Binance app, and go to the heat map and look at if I wanted to short stuff, I would look, or if I wanted to long. If I wanted to short, I would look at what's overly red, what is like has lost a lot. If I wanted to go long, if I wanted to go short, I'd look at the biggest gainers. And today for Binance, it's showing me that Inject is up 8.5%. So I'll go to Inject, take a look at the chart. Inject is at the highs. Inject is at the highs, is struggling to break this high. And if I throw in some EMAs over there, and if I look at the stochastic first, we have some potential to the upside. RSI is pointing sharply up. This is on the hourly. This is a good sign for Injector protocol. Green dot, 4 hourly up, 4 hourly sharply up. Daily, we had hidden bearish divergence over here, barely pulled us down, and now we're going up. If we continue higher, if the RSI breaks this high and price action if price action wait, RSI isn't showing any bearish divergence. Sorry, I was trying to see if we have any bearish dip. Now If I want to get clarity in my chart, I go to EMAs and I look at where am I in my EMAs. Let's look at that. Okay, I'll get rid of this. Now on the daily, let's see if we have any EMAs above us. Just mind you, this is a point where we sold off last time. We don't have any significant EMAs on this chart because maybe it doesn't have enough data. Let's go to the Inch USD. Okay, we're breaking the 0.786 retracement from the previous high. That is bullish. Once we get the point above the 0.887, which is at 2.835, that tells you that you have more potential to the upside. Now, EMAs, daily, nothing above us. I don't think so. Weekly will show anything. Yeah, we have nothing on weekly, it won't show. So daily, it's hard to decide on a short. I don't have much data on this chart. It's overextended to the upside. I wouldn't want to long it. I would long it maybe if it came down here to this zone, the 2.345. Essentially, we were at support, but I wouldn't long it now. I'm only looking for shorts as we pump. We are at the 0.786 Fibonacci retracement. But other than that, I have nothing. I have nothing. Even if I pull a fixed range volume profile from back here to here, will it show me anything? We are above the value area high, as you can see. So there's no reason. Now if I remove that and bring in my NPOCs, maybe I can see a naked point of control that I would expect a reaction and say, okay, that's a good point to short. We have an NPOC at 2.9, $3, but by that time you'd already be above the 0.786. So above the 0.786 tells you that there might be some momentum shifting. We might be continuing higher. So this is a risky point. The $3 range is a probable, but depends on the reaction. You start seeing some spiky behavior like here, then you know there's a possibility you're going down. You look at smaller time frames and look for a rejection candle, some clear rejection candles. Another token that's been making gains today is LRC. I'll check out LRC because we might have a potential trade on LRC. LRC is up 8.5% for the day. Let's look at that. LRC perpetual futures on Binance. LRC, there we go. Let's check out LRC. If you have any tokens or coins you want me to do TA on, just feel welcome to drop it over there in the chat and I'll give you some of what I think about it. LRC made a mad move up, pull back, and this is on the 15-minute. On the hourly, let's go on the daily. Crazy moves up, but very overlapping. I don't like to see an impulse when it's overlapping. That doesn't tell me there's much of the ATR would be low, and it doesn't tell me there is much of momentum. So much of overlap. No clear wave structure on the daily. On the 4-hourly, barely have a clear wave structure. I mean, okay, this could be a 5-rate move up and a pullback. I mean, it's not that clear. On the hourly, now let's go to the high time frame. Let's go to the daily and pull a Fibonacci retracement. I can tell you by looking at it, most probably got rejected at the 0.618. There you go. We are at the 0.618 and 0.65. We've exceeded it slightly, so we are trying to break above it. And this is for LRC. So what I'm looking for LRC, if I can see any reason to go short over here, but I can't see anything. Stochastic, we're getting a green dot and a pull up on the daily. Let's look at smaller 4 hourly, same thing, but we might be slightly curling down. Divergences, we don't have any new divergences. We had a hidden bullish. At the moment, price is forming higher highs. RSI, stochastic was forming lower highs, but nothing happened there. We just had a small pullback and a green dot and a push up. 15 minutes. I'll pull up my EMAs. I might have some clarity with my EMAs. I'll get rid of this Fibonacci retracement. We don't have anything to the upside. No NPOC. 4 hourly, 1 hour. We don't have any NPOCs to the upside. To the downside, we have an NPOC at point, wow, very low down here. I doubt like $0.0006. Now let me go and pull up my EMA so I can see where are we with the EMAs, because that gives you a sense of direction. Where are we going? Are we curling up? Are we curling down? The green highlighted zone are zones of liquidity. So when you see liquidity, candles like to go and grab that liquidity. You have a lot of it down here. That's on the hourly. 4 hourly, you have some above here. Daily. On the daily, you are at the 200 EMA. So usually I would think of shorting something like this. We're hitting the 200 EMA on the daily. Weekly, that would be 50 EMA cloud. 4 hourly. So LRC essentially is at the 200. What happens at the 200 with LRC? Just go back. We break above it sometimes only to tank down. So will this be a continuation to the upside? Some continuation, then a drop, or is this going to be a straight rejection and we're going down? LRC is moving up. This is how I look at the market. LRC is moving up. Bitcoin's moving down. Why is LRC moving up while Bitcoin's moving down? And Ethereum is moving down. The ES, which is the SPY mini futures, E-mini futures, moving down. US 100 down. Dow Jones down. DXY is also down. There's a lot of mixed signals in the market. The DXY is down, so I feel something isn't right. DXY is down. Nasdaq shouldn't be down. Everything else should be up, but DXY is down and everything else is down, but LRC chooses to go up. That's another fishy thing. LRC essentially should be going down. Everything is down. That means the king is down. Everything should follow. Now let's look at the euro to see if it's making any sense with the DXY. Because DXY is pulling down. That means the euro is rising. Yeah, the euro is pushing up. So this might tell me, yeah, the euro is pushing up. That's why DXY is dropping. I get that. But I don't know why everything's pulling down, but LRC and injective in ING USDT is pushing up. It's broken last week's high. So LRC, I'm gonna go short on LRC now with a tight stop loss. Let me see where it takes me, because it's at the 200. Everything's pulling down. Could it be leading? The LRC and the NGUSDT, ING USDT are leading. It's possible they could be leading. But I don't see why. What's the reason for this pump today? So when you do a trade like this and you're not so sure, you go very light. Either it will play out in your favor or you'll get it blow up in your face, but you have a light position. Now, I'll go back to the 4 hourly.
This is PZ.
Let's see if it plays in my favor. If it doesn't, fine, I'll be stopped out in a small loss. I accept that. Because it's looking like it wants to go lower, but let's see if this candle can follow through. The 4 hourly has another 1 hour and 10 minutes on the hourly chart. Safer bet, you see, a safer bet when to take a short is not like what I did. The safer bet is you wait for a breakdown. You wait for this yellow EMA, the 8, and the red EMA, the 13, to cross. And once they cross over, the 5 and 13, sorry, once the 5 and 13 cross over, then they will come down. And once you get this, the 5 will come down here and the 13 here, and they will cross the 50. And once they break down and start expanding, you could enter a short. Or a better bet is once your candle comes down, comes up, bumps its head on the 50, gets a rejection. That's a safer bet to enter a short. That's a more it's a more safe, more guaranteed move than what I did here. What I did here is I went in short, but I went in short because we were breaking around the golden pocket. So if I go here and I pull a fib retracement, look at that candle. I want to show you this candle. You see this purple candle? This was a stopping volume candle, so it's a hint. At that point, it was a hint. Now, going here, going lower, we are at the 0.65, trying to break above. So remember that. We are at the 0.65. I showed you that candle. And now, if we go to the 15 minutes for LRC, I have that candle. Over there it was on the 4 hourly, I believe. Here on the 15 minutes I have a stopping volume candle. So if I saw this earlier, it would have been an excellent entry for me. And we are at the golden pocket. We're trying to break the 0.65. We might fail. Now if I go previously and look what happened there, and I take it to this low, you can see that LRC compared to this over here, we came again to the 0.65, just like how we are now trying to break it. We formed a purple candle and we broken down. Now over here, today's move, I need to go to the 15 minute. On the 15 minute, we are still above the 0.65 Fibonacci retracement. This red line here is a 0.65 Fib retracement, so we're still above it on the 15 minute. It would have been nice to get this purple candle over here, right at the 0.65, showing a lot of weakness. But now LRC isn't breaking down. Let's see if it breaks down. We hit the high average daily range for LRC. Hook is still pulling down. Solana. So zone of support, you can see Solana is holding this trend line. I'll show it to you, so if you want to put it in your chart, you could see how it looks like. You could follow it even when I'm not streaming. This is on the daily chart. I have it from these highs over here and this low over here. And if we break below it, and this purple trend line is from the lows over here. So we are holding the purple trend line and the green wedge. Let's see how it goes. All right, that's all I have for the crypto market. You need to be aware the ES1 is still above this descending trend line that we had. This is from the all-time high. Of course, it's different if you put a log chart. If you put it on log chart, I think if you put it on log chart, apparently it hasn't broken, but it looks like it broke it even on log. But trend lines can always move. Someone can say, okay, now my trend line is over here, but that isn't right. You need to go to the first high, I believe, and the first highs, the first 2 points, and you stick to them. You don't keep moving your trend lines all the time. Sometimes you could, but not all the time. It depends. Okay, the ES1 was red on that day. Let's see how it will continue today. Let's look at the ES1 on smaller time frames, 4 hourly. We had a purple candle on top, looked like a stopping volume candle, so we might have some pullback. The ES1 might gap down today. Actually the ES1 is open, sorry. There, it's trading. So far, pre-market, the Nasdaq, the Dow Jones, the ES1 red. The Dixie is also red, which is also strange. Doesn't make sense. Yeah. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel if you like this content, and join the free Discord. Link is in the video description and in the channel description. And if you'd like to support the channel, there is a link in the video description that says buy me a coffee if you'd like to support this channel or something like that. That's it. That's all I have for now. More trades. I'm out.